Iowa State. A lot to be excited about if you're a Cyclone fan. Last year, you had your first 11-win season. You make the Big 12 championship game. You were one game away from the college football playoff. Of course, the Iowa game, everybody's fired up for that. How about Ireland? They play Kansas State. Now, that is what was a home game for Kansas State. So Iowa State doesn't lose a home game playing there, playing the Wildcats, but the Cyclone faithful has to be super charged up for that. November 1st, your rematch with Arizona State. That is going to be one that everyone in the country is going to be looking at, especially the folks in Ames.
Yeah, you know, I look at this schedule. This is the one where I kind of actually scratch my head. They've got 3 byes. It's one of 3 teams in the Big 12 that actually has 3 byes. It takes away their rhythm. And if you know this, Pete, playing football, you kind of got to get into a rhythm and start to play. And if you look at how the schedule is shaped out, I think they have the absolute toughest schedule in the Big 12, not from a standpoint of logistics, but a standpoint they've got the bullseye on their back, right? I think it's one of these games that, or one of these teams that, it's going to be a landmine every single step of the way, and especially after that second bye where you're sitting there playing some of the toughest teams in the conference, obviously, as well. But I think it's going to be a real tough challenge when you go Colorado, then BYU. Man, that is tough. And then you're going to have a break at some point in time in between all of this towards the end of the year. So that is a tough one, in my opinion.
You get that bye before the last 2 games. Then you have Kansas, and then you have Oklahoma State. Real good news for the Cyclones. Hey, Matt Campbell, he's not the head coach of the Bears. He's the head coach of Iowa State. After getting interest from pretty major organizations, he is staying put in Ames, and you got Rocco Becht back. They're in pretty good shape, but I really like your note. This could be the toughest schedule in all of the Big 12.